What's up, Vinyl community? Cliff the Vinyl Cheapskate here, doing a Friday drinking music slash a little bit of a pickups video. This is Friday drinking music. Right now, I'm listening to classic Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Good stuff. Never go wrong with Black Sabbath. I'll be right back. Tonight, I'm doing a little different. Drinking some fancy wine. A little French Pinot Noir. Cheap French Pinot Noir. But tonight I want to highlight a pickup that I just got. It's all CDs. Really just picked this up because it was cheap. It was a great deal. A lot of really good stuff on this deal. And I've been really getting into like tradition. I've been not getting into it. I've been into it for a while, but I've been really like in the mood for the traditional heavy metal stuff. And this deal popped up, and I said, screw it. Shadow Kingdom Records was doing get 10 CDs for $60. It was like 10 for $59.90. So each one of these CDs was only $5.99. So check them out if you get a chance at Shadow Kingdom Records. They're really good, like traditional heavy metal label. I think they have something to do with the Hell's Headbangers label, but I'm not sure. They always have the same stuff, and I think they're from the same place, so it might be the same guy that I told, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that. But before I get any further, here we go. Got some heavy metal to show you guys. First one I got was, I haven't even opened this yet, but I've listened to it on Spotify a bunch. Savage Master, Myth, Magic, and Steel. Great, just like traditional style heavy metal. Got female vocals on this, and this is a good, really good, just like solid, like kind of like a little bit like a touch of doominess, but really focusing on the traditional heavy metal side. And they do really great female vocals. They sound a lot like like they remind me of like Sarah Thungle a lot, but they're really, really good. Like if you like that 80s, just like kind of mid-tempo heavy metal stuff, this Savage Master is a good one to get into. I'm stoked to listen to this. I haven't listened to this yet, but really good. It's 10 CDs, so I've been listening to them here and there a little bit. Next up, something a little different. This is Death Doom band called Temple of the Void. This is their first album, I think. I think this was their first album, their debut. Came out in 2016. Maybe 2017. I don't know, 2016 or 2017. Really good heavy doom metal with some just heavy metal parts in it. If you like bands like Hooded Menace and stuff like that, you'll dig this stuff for sure. But yeah, Temple of the Void, really good stuff. They put out a new one last year that was also excellent, and I don't have that one, but for $5.99 I couldn't help but pick this up. $5.99 each. All these CDs were $5.99, so great stuff. Next up, I was super excited to get these. These are Strife. They're like 70s rock, proto metal. And on the promo sticker, if you can read it, let's see if it focuses up here. No, it's not looking like it's going to do what it's supposed to do. But on this promo sticker, it says that Iron Maiden's main influence that helped create their classic sound. And when you listen to this, you'll hear that gallop, that like galloping bass driven riff in here, the galloping drum beats. You'll hear all that in this too. It's a lot more on the hard rock side than it's a lot more on the hard rock side than the heavy metal side. But this is great, and you hear all that, and since I read this and then I listened to it, I was like, oh yeah, I hear that. You hear it right away when you hear it, and it's awesome. This one I haven't listened. I opened it, but I haven't listened to it yet. But Strife, Back to the Thunder, that's the second album. But this album, Rush, man, this album, pick this up if you get a chance. Strife Rush, very good. If you like Iron Maiden and you like 70s rock, like old Deep Purple and Sir Lord Baltimore, like that kind of stuff, like that heavier 70s rock stuff, you'll really dig this band, Strife. They're really, really good. Next up, it's another one that I haven't really listened to a ton of. I listened to this a little bit, but I haven't listened to this album a ton. Death SS. Death of Steven Sylvester, Death SS. Really good. Just traditional heavy metal stuff. They have like weird gimmick where they dress up like horror monsters. They're like horror metal. But this is really good too. I'm gonna save I've got 3 of the same band. I'm gonna save that for last. But next up, Ice War. This is really good, just straight up heavy metal from Canada. A lot of Native American symbolism in here and lyrics. But this is a really cool band. Their newest one is sick. This is their debut, I believe. Canadian classic metal band delivers their first full length. Yeah, this is their first full length. This is good. It's not as good as the newer stuff, I'm not gonna lie, but this is really good. Ice War. Self-titled. Yeah, it's their self-titled Ice War. Check this out. If you like traditional heavy metal, speed metal type stuff, there's a little bit of speed metal in here too. Really good. Good stuff. Next, we're gonna do Iron Void. And I got the Iron Void CD. Iron Void, this is really good, like epic doom metal, in the vein of Candlemass. Like, it reminds you, there's a lot of Candlemass worship in here, in a good way, and it doesn't just sound like they're doing a shitty version of Candlemass. They have their own thing going on. Really good. Iron Void, check this out. I don't know if they have more albums out or not. I'm gonna check into that. This was released in 2018, and if you like epic doom, check this out. Super good. Be great for playing video games where you're where you're hitting things with swords, like any Diablo game or anything like that, where you're just running in hitting things with swords. This is a good soundtrack. Iron Void. Sick stuff right here. I really like this album. I listened to this once so far and I loved it. I thought it was great. It's going to go on. I think next, after Sabbath, I think Iron Void will go on. And these are the ones that the next 3 are the ones that I really got this for. It's a really good band. They're from LA. Really a lot of Venom sound in this band. Like, I hear Venom a lot in this band, like early Venom in this band. But I picked these up, a couple Tyrant CDs. There were 3 of them that they had on there for $6 a piece, and I couldn't help it. I had to do it. This is great. This Legions of the Dead CD is awesome, because if you get 7 songs that are just bonus songs. So this is a 17-track CD. It's got a bunch of rehearsal takes on there. You can't see it. My phone is doing the worst fucking focusing right now. But these are really cool. They're digipacks, so they're like the cardboard ones. But Tyrant, Legions of the Dead. This is great 80s heavy metal stuff. You get a little bit of that harder edge from Venom in this one. Not as much. Like, it's definitely just like straight up heavy metal. No glam in this at all. It's just straight up heavy metal, killer riffs, awesome drumming. Fucking kill it right here. You can't go wrong. Tyrant. This next one, this is my favorite by them. But this one, you really hear the influence where they're starting to get a little harder, play a little more like the like UK 80s sound. And this is from 1987, but it sounds like an early Venom album at a lot of points in this. So this album right here, this is the one to get. If you're gonna just get one, I would go with this one, because it's heavy metal, but it throws a little bit, like you can hear a little touch, just a touch of black and thrash in here, but it's just enough to make this album rule. And this one I have not listened to yet, but this was one they came back, and I guess they got back together in like '96 and put out an album, and that's what this is. I'm curious to see if how good this is, but I mean this album was freaking great. So I don't know. We'll see what they sound like 9 years after that album and see if they were any good after they broke up and got back together. I know they just put out Shadow Kingdom just put out a newer one in 2018. 2019, something like that. They put out a newer one recently, and I'm interested to see what that sounds like too, because I'm interested to see what the older bands do when they come back, like now, because I listened to the newest Alcatraz album, and that album was actually pretty decent. And Alcatraz kind of fell off for a little while, and then their newest one, I actually liked it. I liked it a lot. And also the newest Angel Witch album, that album fucking kicked ass. So don't discount some like weird 80s metal bands just because they put out some new albums. Don't discount them, because a lot of them put out really good stuff. Like I said, that newest Angel Witch album, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. It came out in like 2018 or 2019 maybe, but that album was fucking sick. Great heavy metal stuff, a little bit of doom tinge thrown in that one. It was really good. So I'm excited. I was excited that was good, because Angel Witch, they're like new wave of British heavy metal stuff, like that, like their self-titled album. That's one of my favorite albums of all time, and that they were still putting out great stuff even after that, like way after, was excellent. But anyway, that's my video. Check it out. Shadow Kingdom, 10 CDs, $60. You can't beat that. And all this was killer heavy metal. This is what I'm going to be listening to for like the next month, I think. So, cheers everybody. Enjoy your Friday nights and drink wine. Party hard.